Greetings. Today, the moon continues in Scorpio, where we're processing things at deeper levels before it shifts into fiery Sagittarius, where we begin to be able to wrap our minds around and make meaning of the energies that have been moving under the surface. We also have some interesting alignments today as the sun joins up with Neptune right before it enters Aries, and the moon trines both. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Wednesday, March 19th. So, looking at these interesting energies, it feels like something for today is coming to a culmination around maybe being able to see where we have been deluded. I don't know, like where we've experienced the temptation of illusion in the past, things we have wanted to believe because they feel tempting or easy or provide us with some kind of comfort. So becoming aware of what it is we want to believe in, and maybe where it is a little bit misguided. So whether it's a full-on delusion or not, there's something that is helping the energy shift in a way that helps us to see things we need to be able to see more clearly about what is the truth, where have we been looking for truth, for an understanding of reality, and what is the meaning of things that are happening or unfolding with a deeper clarity. So let me see if I can break this down a little bit. So first of all, we have the moon moving through Scorpio, getting ready to move into or ingress into Sagittarius, where we get a little bit more perspective, right? Scorpio is about things moving under the surface, and Sagittarius helps us get that bird's eye view. So getting the perspective that helps us to put things into words, make meaning of what has been moving under the surface, and perhaps come up with some explanations or ways of understanding or the ability to tell the story. So shifting into that Sagittarius moon energy, which gives us that bigger perspective, just happens to be on the same day as the sun joining Neptune at the very end of Pisces. So the sun will be going into Aries on Thursday, early Thursday morning, Pacific time. And on Wednesday, it passes by Neptune at 29 degrees and some minutes Pisces. So with that sun, Neptune is at 29 degrees 37 minutes Pisces from what I'm seeing, especially just as the sun enters Aries. So that energy of very late Pisces, right, is just on the cusp. It is just on the brink of that Aries rebirth. And we have some planets in Aries and some planets in Pisces right now. So we are kind of bridging that gap in many ways of what is the bigger picture, what brings meaning to our lives, what have we wanted to follow or believe in or trust in the past, and how are we seeing more clearly what we want to follow or believe in or trust going forward into the future. So as we shift into more and more Aries energy, so first the sun and then Neptune will follow on March 30th, and then a couple months later in May, Saturn will follow into Aries. So Aries being the sign of emergence, of new beginnings, of fresh start, but also some of this warrior energy, action energy, mobilizing energy. So taking a stand for the future you want to see, taking a stand to defend and protect institutions and things you care about that are sort of big in the collective right now, but also on a very personal level. There's a reflection in terms of what does this mean for you personally? How does it impact you personally? What do you care about? What brings meaning to your life? How have you found that sense of meaning in the past? And how do you want to have that sense of meaning going forward into the future? So, something being illuminated in a sense because of this Sun Neptune conjunction in Pisces. And with this Pisces energy, we have that bigger picture, and we are completing the energy of the sun moving through Pisces, but also Neptune moving through Pisces. So 29 degrees Pisces being the last sign of not just Pisces, but the last sign of the zodiac. So really coming to a completion, right? Not just an ending, but a need to resolve, to have a reckoning with, to recognize some of the truths that of where you have been misguided in the past, and what that clarity is that is going to help you steer into your future. So again, I cannot emphasize enough that it behooves all of us on a personal level to reflect on what is important to you, what matters, and also how that is different from what has mattered to you in the past. Because there's nothing, there's no judgment, there's no blame, shame, or guilt about having followed a misguided path in the past, right? We've all done it. We've all gotten lost, lost our sense of direction at different points. So it's not about feeling bad that you've done something wrong. It's just more about going, oh, okay, I went on that misdirection, that experience of losing my way a little bit. And now I get to recognize that that, in fact, was not the right direction for me. And I get to course correct, and I get to orient myself as I move forward into the future around what matters in the bigger picture, and what this truth is that's really calling me forward into my highest potential. So this is the self-care. There's some profound connections to what that future possibility could look like, where we might have gotten misguided or lost our way in the past, what that looks like, what we need to acknowledge and recognize and reckon with now. And it's important to do that work and not to dig further into justifications or denial or some kind of way of explaining away why we have to keep doing what we're doing, because we are really invited to change and step into new beginnings and new possibilities, and to recognize our power and our capability as we go forward, because what we're stepping into is expanded possibility. It needs to be creative, right? We can see in the world around us that we cannot keep doing things the way we have in the past. And the energies that we're in really last week, this week, next week, a lot of change energy, a lot of awareness energy, a lot of something coming to consciousness or finding its clarity as we move forward. And again, the more we are willing to see more clearly, to go, okay, I see where I got off my track in the past, and here's what I know now not to do in the future. And the more we justify, oh yeah, no, it is this way, it has to be this way, it's, I need it to be this way because otherwise XYZ is going to happen. So when we try to justify or deny the need for change, what we do is we dig in even more deeply into the status quo that is clearly something that needs to change. So, what does change look like for you? What does it mean in your life? How can you be and live from the future of what you want to see created, of what you want to experience for your life, for your loved ones, for your children, your grandchildren, your friends, all the all the things, and really ask yourself, what does it look like to live my life in a way that creates that future? So that's the energy we have today. The moon does go into Sagittarius right around 1:16 p.m. Pacific time. So just in the middle of the day, but of course, I'm sorry we're so US centric here. For those of you who are in Europe, the times are always going to be off by quite a bit, but hopefully you can adjust. You seem to be adapting fine, so thank you. And anyway, so later at night, right, for European time zones, we will have that shift of the Scorpio moon into the Sagittarius moon, getting a little bit more of that bigger picture perspective. And just to underline this, the moon, of course, as it completes its time in Scorpio, forms a trine with that Sun Neptune conjunction. So, activating and underlining and underscoring the need to come to terms with a bigger picture of truth and to recognize what is the way that we need to orient ourselves going forward. And also, what is the story we want to tell? That good Sagittarius moon energy says, how do you want to make meaning out of this? And how can you tell the story in a positive way? So, hey, maybe some difficult things happened, some challenging things happened, but also it helped us get on track with where we really need to be. So, thinking about things that way and how to tell the story in positive ways and how to step into that story as we head more into this Aries energy of action and new beginnings, stepping into a new sense of self and a new way of being in the world. We're not there at fully yet because the Aries planets right now are Mercury and Venus both retrograde, but we're heading there, right? This is what we're preparing for, is that new birth, that new spring energy of life force coming forth in new and exciting ways. So take care of yourself, honor your need to recognize and come to terms with and acknowledge the misdirections, the misguidedness of the past, and get ready to step into and create the future. Thanks for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and I'm here every day with Astrology for Unshakable Self-Care. Thank you for subscribing and for all of your support. And you can learn more about me, Marina Orms, at astrologyheals.com. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.